Moving Forward, sponsored by MPW Mocklink TV and Mocklink Internet, online at mpw.org. Each weekday morning, our local talk segment brings you the people who are helping move our community forward. Let's start the show.
Good morning, AM 860 and FM 95.1 KWPC. I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for joining us this morning for Moving Forward. Glad to have you in studio with us as we get started here on this Wednesday, August 8th. As always, Muscatine Power and Water brings you Moving Forward. Say hello to Mocklink Phone, your new local phone company. Fiber customers get it now. Switching is easy, and you can keep your old number. Learn more at mpw.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis, and joining me here in the studio this morning from the Muscatine County Extension Office, Krista Regennitter. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, and it would be better if everyone could hear you.
Uh-oh. Oh, hello. Can you hear me now?
Absolutely. Well, we're ready to get started. You have a lot of stuff, and for anyone checking us out on YouTube and later on Facebook, you can see just how much she's got here in front of her. There's a lot that the Muscatine County Extension Office does, and it's pretty apparent right here.
Yeah, and it was funny because I was telling you, and I think about, okay, what am I going to talk about? I was like, oh, it's August. There's not that much stuff. And then I went in and looked. I'm like, oh, actually, we got a lot going on. It's still busy season.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you pick and choose here what you want to get started with.
Well, I guess I'm going to start a little bit with our ag programming. So we've talked about in the past, Jordan, we kind of have different educational areas under extension, and ag and natural resources is one of them. And so folks that are listening out there, just to give you some heads up on some events coming up, we do have our farmland lease meeting coming up next week on August 15th, and that's 1 to 3:30 at the extension office. And for those that don't know, we host a meeting once a year where we talk about the current cash rental rates and the surveys, kind of both the landlord side and the leaser's side of farmland leasing. And Ryan Droletti, our farm management specialist, comes over from Johnson County and leads that meeting. There is a $25 registration fee, so you do need to register beforehand, and you get a nice big thick booklet with lots of information that Ryan goes through. So if you're at all interested in learning more about that, you can check out our website. The information's there. You can call our office, 263-5701, and talk to Shirley, and she's also the one who can get you registered for that. So that's a great opportunity. We also have some other ag programs. We're partnering with a group of different people to sponsor a new chapter of the Women, Land, and Legacy Group. That is an organization that is in multiple counties across the state, and each county can kind of create their own chapter. And we're looking to create a Muscatine, Scott, and Cedar County chapter. And to start that, you always start with a listening session. So you invite women who are involved in agriculture, however, lots of different capacities, and we facilitate this learning session where we're kind of listening to what are these women interested in learning more about, and then the chapter kind of creates learning opportunities. So whether they're field trips or educational presentations, those kind of things. So if people want to get involved, Monday, September 10th, we're going to have 2 listening sessions, and they're both going to be located at the Durant Community Center. So from 2 to 4 or from 6:30 to 8:30. And there's information in our newsletter. I've shared information on Facebook about this too. To RSVP, you reach out to Holly Howard. And so you can reach out to me, and I can connect you to at the extension office. So if you're interested and you want to give me a call, I can kind of lead you down the right direction to learn more about the Women, Land, and Legacy chapter that's starting in Muscatine County. And again, that's September 10th is the listening session. And then also another ag thing, we have research farms around us. We're really lucky in southeast Iowa that we actually have 2 research farms, and they're Iowa State research farms, Iowa State University. So they're not a part of Extension, but we partner with them a lot. Last Saturday, I went down to the research farm in Fruitland and did some melon tasting of some different cultivars. Yeah, it was really fun. My kids and I went. We got to taste all the different ones and rate them, and that was really fun.
Had to.
Yes, it was really tough work. Yeah, me and my oldest son, we both agreed on which one our favorite was. So that it was a fun opportunity. Mm-hmm. But also, there is a field day on September 6th at the farm that's located near Crawfordsville, and that's the Southeast Iowa Research Farm. And the field days are opportunities for farmers to come and learn about the research, and the tour includes a farm and crop update, developing best management practices for farmers new to growing cover crops. So if you want to learn more about cover crops, this is a great opportunity. There's some weed management strategies for 2019 and beyond, because things are changing in weed management. If we're getting more weeds that are resistant to different herbicides, and so they're going to be talking about that. And then there's crop market expectations too. So that is September 9th September 6th, Thursday, September 6th. I'm reading it upside down. That's not a good idea. The registration starts at 1 and the tour starts at 1:30. We do have information about this in the extension office. I'm not sure if we have it on our website yet, but we will. So definitely can give us a call or an email, and we'll help direct you in the right direction if you want to learn more about that fall field day. And then I think yesterday you talked about the Master Conservationist Program.
We did. We talked about it a little bit. She said, I'm going to let Krista handle a lot of it tomorrow.
Thank you, Hannah. Yeah, I'm actually really excited about this because we're partnering with Louisa County Extension, Muscatine County Extension, and then Hannah Howard with the Nature Conservancy. And we're going to be leading a new class called the Iowa Master Conservationist Program. And it's a program that's been around in Iowa for a very long time through Iowa State University, but kind of went quiet for a while, and then they're revamping it. And so the format of this is they call it a flipped classroom. So what it is you will get access to some online learning before each session to do your own kind of research and listening to some webinars and do some reading. And then the actual night of the meeting will be at a different location around Muscatine or Louisa County, and will be more of a field trip and led by guest speakers and a more hands-on experience, a little bit of, touring around different areas that correlate with the subject matter. So one of them is on geology, and so there will be some learning about geology in Iowa, but then we'll go to Wildcat Den and have some guest speakers that will lead us through a short hike and looking at the geology of that location. So there's going to be one on geology, there's one on prairies, aquatic systems, forest systems, watersheds, and then we're going to have a graduation event and have a really great guest speaker lined up for the graduation event. So,
fun.
Yeah, and the registration deadline you'll see is passed, but we are letting people, we have about 4 more spots available. So if there's somebody who would like to get registered, the dates of the class will be Thursday evening, starting August 30th and running through October 11th from 6 to 9 p.m. But please do register by the end of this week because we need to make sure we have all the supplies and food and everything lined up for everybody. And there is a $100 registration fee that helps us cover the costs of the 7 weeks of programming and the speaker at the end and things like that. So
excellent.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. So those are opportunities.
Yep, and I don't want to cut you off, but I don't just take a
yeah.
quick second. Remind everyone that this part, moving forward, brought to you in part by Comprehensive Rehab, located at the plaza across from MP&W in Muscatine. Thank you so much, Comprehensive Rehab, for helping make this possible here on Moving Forward. So we're back to it. Once again, joining us here on Moving Forward, Krista Regennitter from the Muscatine County Extension Office. Krista, there's a lot still going on yet that you have yet to discuss.
I know. I feel like I'm just popping it out there. Let me just say, though, if people are interested in more information, we have started a monthly newsletter. So if you want this information to just show up in your mailbox once a month, in your email box, I should say, you can give me an email. Just send me an email, and my email address is pretty easy. It's Krista R, no dots, no nothing, just KRISTAR at iastate.edu. Or you can call the extension office again at 263-5701 and give us your email, and we'll add you to that email list. I did just post our most recent newsletter on our Facebook page, and if you open that, there is a subscribe button on there too. So lots of ways you can get this information right to you because we got a lot going on. The other thing I want to talk about, Jordan, and we talked about this a little bit before we got started, is this will be the 3rd year that we are partnering with United Way of Muscatine in Monsanto to do a corn freezing event. And so we get volunteers together, and Monsanto employees harvest some of their sweet corn that they have at the Monsanto plant. They bring it to the MCSA kitchen downtown, and we have volunteers who help husk the corn, and we blanch it, and then we cut the kernels off, and then we pack it, and we vacuum seal it, cool it, and then all the corn goes to the Muscatine Community Food Pantry as a way to kind of extend that growing season and extend access to fresh fruits and vegetables for our local residents that utilize the food pantry. So that is going to be Monday, August 13th from 8 to 1. If people are interested in volunteering, and you can volunteer in any of those capacities, it is something that kids can help volunteer with. It's a good family event kind of thing. you want to give Nicole Sorgenfrey a call to RSVP, and the number at United Way is 263-5963.
Excellent.
So that's a great way just to all around get involved and support our community. The other thing is, if you're growing your own garden and you have too many zucchini or tomatoes, whatever you have too many of, I want to remind people we do have a best practices for donation gardening publication, but really just know that you can take that excess produce to a local food pantry, whether that's the Muscatine Community Food Pantry, the West Liberty Food Pantry, Durant Wilton has a food pantry, Mulford Church has a food pantry, and Salvation Army. And that really is only naming a few of our food pantries in Muscatine County. So think about that. It's a great way to support folks that maybe don't have the resources to access fresh fruits and vegetables and the nutrition that comes along with that. So it's a great way to support your community.
Yeah, my folks, it always seems like whenever I come home, it's the table. Oh, we have a dining room table, and it's almost always full of tomatoes. And they're like, we can't get rid of all of these, so we need to do something with them. So maybe that needs to be an option then for them, that they need to keep in mind that's always. We do take some to the church from time to time. They sometimes folks want to, and sometimes folks just stop out and take them from the table whenever even when we're not even there.
They just say, hey, we know these are extra. Yeah, and there's a lot of churches that will have a giving table where people can bring their excess. There's lots of ways to get excess produce, but just to kind of keep that in people's minds that there are ways to share the wealth of your bounty when you're harvesting, for sure. The last couple of things I just want to mention is we do still have some summer camps going on. This week, actually, what do we have today? What is today?
The 8th.
Today's it's art camp today for 4th through 6th graders. So that's always a fun one. My son did the art camp for the younger group, and he loved it. So art camp is today. Obviously, it's too late to sign up for today's camp, but we do have for kids going into 4th through 6th grade a Cooking Up Science camp on August 13th, and there's a few spots available in that. If you do have some younger kids, we have Slimy Gooey Gross camp tomorrow. Yes, for the kids entering 1st through 3rd grade. We have Kids in the Kitchen on August 10th. Dinosaurs, Amphibians, Bugs, Oh My, which I think you said you wanted to stop in on. So August 14th, Jordan, is when that one is at the Extension Office. And Dana would happily take your assistance in volunteering. And then August 16th is a Get Active, Go Outside, Game On camp. And those last 4 are all for kids going into 1st through 3rd grade. So if you still, have kiddos that are just getting bored and, maybe need to get back into the swing of things, we would welcome them in on our summer camps. We just have a lot of stuff going on at the Extension all the time, and so we welcome people to come and check us out, stop by, talk to us. We do have services where we can send samples up to the Iowa State Diagnostic Labs if you have a plant or insect disease problem. We have lots of publications that you can access through our website, or you can access by coming in and visiting us. So there's just a lot of stuff you can find out at the Extension Office, and I think sometimes we're kind of a well-kept secret, and we need to be better at not being a secret.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned that you had some volunteer opportunities still?
We have one other thing that we have going on. So we have a program, Iowa 4-H has a program called Ricochet, and it is developed as a middle school youth leadership development program. And when you think about Ricochet, things that Ricochet are bouncing all over the place and unpredictable, that's kind of like middle school students. So that's where the name of the program comes from. But it really is about leadership development and learning by doing. So there's a lot of different challenges and initiatives that kids have to work through together. And then we have volunteers who are trained in delivering that curriculum, but then also helping those kids reflect on the experience and kind of think about their learning and what they've learned from that. So we have a partnership with the Muscatine Community School District where we do Ricochet in 6th grade, 7th grade, and this year is 8th grade. So we are looking for some volunteers that would come in teams of 2 or 3, work with a group of middle school students once a week at the end of the school day. So if folks are interested, we are going to be doing a training on Wednesday, August 22nd for new volunteers for the Ricochet 1 with 6th graders. And you're not in it alone. We send in teams of volunteers and the curriculum is pretty mapped out of, what you're doing with the kids. And it is very fun because it's all these challenges. Like there's one where you roll a newspaper and make a long tube. and then everybody has to put like one finger under it, and you have to raise it together. And you think that would be really easy, but it's not at all. And so it's kind of a challenge where they have to do that. And then we process, okay, so why was that hard? And what kind of communication would have been helpful? And so it's really a leadership and a communication development program, and the kids have a lot of fun with it. And so we're looking for volunteers to help us continue that partnership. So again, you can give us a call at the Extension Office, 263-5701. You can email me at kristar@iastate.edu, or you can just stop by, and we'll be there to talk about any of these things. So we got lots of ag stuff. We got our 4-H youth development stuff. We have master gardeners. We just have a lot of fun stuff going on, and the summer is still happening. We've recovered sort of from fair.
Yeah. I was going to say, you guys were busy.
We were really busy, and actually yesterday, I got an opportunity to do something I've never done. I took the state fair exhibit. So, every county, there's certain things, especially in our non-livestock, so the woodworking, visual arts, photography, that gets sent to state fair. So we got to go deliver them yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And even though the state fair has not started, the state fairgrounds is nuts. It was like such an overwhelming experience. It was like, a stop and go traffic trying to get to where we needed to be, and we had to unload all the projects. And one of them was like a 6-foot-long bench and the chest of drawers. So there's some big projects and little projects. But if you get up to the Iowa State Fairgrounds, make sure you visit the 4-H exhibit building and look around for some Muscatine County projects. It is really amazing, some of the creativity and the projects that our 4-Hers are doing across the state. And we've talked about this, it's not just about the end product, but they have to sit down with that judge and talk about what they learned, what went well, what would they do differently. And just that ability, I got to watch my son do that for the first time this year. And, the parents aren't allowed to be there. So you got the kids on their own, and they really shine, and it's their opportunity to talk about it. And when they walk into that judging, you can see that the nervousness, and then they walk out and they have their ribbon and how excited they are. So
absolutely,
yeah, it's really fun. So we're wrapping up the fair, getting all that kind of stuff, getting the state 4-H exhibits up there, and so fair's not totally over. Yeah.
It was an exciting week. We had a lot of fun when we were out there. We were glad we were able to. It was a lot of fun talking to the 4-H and the FFA kids, because they're cool kids. And they're hard workers too. So that's really cool. Well, Krista, is there anything else you want to add here? I
don't know if you want me to add anything.
I feel like there's no way we haven't covered it all, but I'm sure that we haven't.
Yeah, there's always more, but I think we highlighted some great things going on. And again, if you want this information coming into your inbox, sign up for our newsletter. Like us on Facebook is another great way to kind of keep in tune what's going on. But if you have any questions about anything we've talked about, I just encourage you to either stop by or give us a call.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much. And I want to remind everybody this moving forward brought to you in part by Comprehensive Rehab. Comprehensive Rehab offering occupational care after an injury or illness for you or your family member. Thanks again for Krista Regennitter from the Muscatine County Extension Office joining us. I don't know why I always have to emphasize that, but I feel like I don't get it right if I don't. Muscatine County Extension
yes.
Office.
Well, we are a countywide organization, and
Absolutely.
That is important. Yep.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much, Krista. Really enjoyed having you in the studio, and this has been Moving Forward, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. Mocklink is always Muscatine's fastest internet, and gigabit speed is coming. Mocklink TV beats satellite and includes video and music streaming. New subscribers save big, even more when you bundle. Learn more at mpw.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for joining us, Krista.
Thank you.
This has been Moving Forward on KWPC, the voice of Muscatine.com.